To be honest, Steve, as well. Steve, I mean, looking at the table, obviously Washington and Brandon now picking up wins as well. I know you just probably talked about looking up, but it's when you see them win the game, it's a massive game night, isn't it?
It is a massive game. Like I've said before, and I've said in the programme notes today, like the games in hand that other teams had was always going to come into it, because I know like Brandon took some heavy defeats and so did Washington. But they were always going to pick up, always going to sign fresh faces and new lads. So that was always the danger when we took the job, that we knew that the games in hand could be crucial. And it's obviously with a couple of wins for each of them in the last few weeks, then it's pressure on. Yeah. So yeah, we've got to start and pick some points up.
Yeah, like you say, the Washington did exactly the same last season. They went on that mad run at the end of the season, and just thought that same thing again, where we were looking at points in other divisions and points per ratio, and it was just a nightmare at the end of last season when they're trying to work out how many points that you actually need. It's the last thing that we want to avoid, isn't it?
It is. Obviously, with Washington's pitch the way it is, then they seem to have like a lot of games towards the end of the season, which in my eyes went in their favour at the end of last year. Because they were playing teams that they were using squad players that didn't really have a lot to play for. The league was already sorted for playoff positions and things like that, so it worked in their advantage. But we kind of think like that. We've got to just concentrate on us and concentrate on what we do, really.
Yeah, and I've got to ask you as well, obviously the massive news last week with obviously the resign was going to go in, now it's being pulled back out for next season. But we're just being ashamed to see the team obviously go down and not have a club at the Westend, isn't it? I think we've got to be proud of. The club's been there for many years, and I think next season it'd be nice to just get a squad together now, but keeping the same whole lads are the same lads, and only bringing a couple more players, because it just seems squad overalls throughout the season now, isn't it? This year.
Well, I was here from day one, and when we first came into the Weeside League, I was manager then, joint manager with David Bond. So I've said before, like, that I hold an affection for the club. Like, obviously it's my club. I couldn't foresee how like the merger was going to happen and things like that, and I've got to be honest, I'm absolutely delighted. Whether I'm here or not, I'm delighted that the club is going to stay as Westend and build again, and build a youth section up and possibly a reserve team next year, and just we will be one of the biggest clubs around. So it's positive news came out last week, and like I say, I'm absolutely delighted.
Excellent. Well, I enjoy the game tonight.
Thank you.